house right there.
Of course, his wife is truly beautiful, talented, doctor, what do you expect? So Louie, you're living in Melbourne?
Yes,
you're
Melbourne.
Leading an energetic, growing, passionate young team.
That's right.
Running quite possibly one of the best meetings that I enjoy going to.
Thank you very much. We need you to back down in Melbourne.
I love it, mate. Yeah, so, all right, so we know you a little bit, but maybe there's something that you can share with us that we don't all know. Surprise us.
A secret.
A little secret.
Okay. Some of you guys might not know this, but I actually can speak in many different accents. Like, this is Australian, right? G'day, Jeff, how you going? Yeah, this is Australian. And then you got American like this. And then you got a little bit of like a British accent that you can do. But when I'm in Malaysia, I sound really Malaysian, you know. I talk to people, I sound like this. So I fit in everywhere I go, it's amazing.
All right, well, we all feel at home with Louie no matter where we come from. So how about we hear it for 3-star diving director, Louie Q!
Hello, hey, who's ready to learn in this place? Okay, about 50%. What about the other 50%? You guys ready to learn? Yeah! Awesome. I'm gonna try and exercise, okay? I'm gonna try and exercise. If you're ready to learn, you're gonna say, I'm ready, and then you're gonna clap twice. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you, are you ready to learn? And you're gonna say, I'm ready, clap, clap. Oh, so smart. Let's try that. Are you guys ready to learn on this side? Okay, I think this I can do better. Let's try. Are you ready to learn on this side? Yeah, we're getting there. Okay, so I think social media is going to be a little easier than that one right there. Okay, so if you're hearing me for the very first time, my name is Louie. I come from Melbourne, Australia. I've grown up in Australia. Any Melbournians? Yep. 5 of them, great. And you know, I absolutely love Melbourne. I've been there for most of my life. That's where I met my beautiful wife. Right here, we've been married for just more than 6 months. Can we just give her a round of applause? It's her very first USANA convention, and I think she's having a great time. I hope she is. Yeah, there you go. She's happy. Now, today I have the pleasure of talking to you guys about something that I'm very passionate about, which is social media, specifically social selling, right? I think it's such a powerful tool that all of us can use in this modern day and age to grow our network marketing businesses, okay? So if you're on social media right now, can I hear a shout? Right? And for the people that didn't shout, I'm going to tell you first off, why is social media so important? So let's have a look here. Anybody know this guy? Girls, who thinks he's handsome? Oh, I thought he was actually pretty handsome. That's why I put him up there. Tash, handsome? Yeah? Okay, cool. So this guy is pretty good looking, right? And that's kind of what he looks like now. But when he was younger, he used to look like this. Oh, see the change? Yeah, it's crazy. Sometimes in your USANA business, you change. You change for the better, right? You should have seen Gio when he first joined USANA. Look at him now, right? He's handsome, you know, he's successful, he's crazy, right? But a lot of us change. But sometimes our prospects, they remember us from us before, not us now. And sometimes if you don't connect with people on social media, they actually don't have an opportunity to see how successful you are now, to see all the great things that you're doing now, which is why social media is so important. Imagine if you're in high school and there was a girl that wasn't so popular, her name was Taylor Swift. Yeah, imagine that. And you always thought that Taylor Swift was this girl and you never knew that she was famous, because she never had social media. How sad would that be, right? Who else do we have? George? Yeah. People who knew George Clooney back then, if he wasn't famous, they'll probably still think George Clooney looks like this, but he doesn't. And finally, one of the biggest changes, Mr. Ryan Seacrest. Okay, look at that transformation. Look at that transformation. Now, the bigger transformation you have within the USANA business, the more you should be on social media. In fact, if we look at social media, these are the stats, okay? Owned by 3 different companies around the world, we have some of the top social media platforms on earth. We got Facebook, which owns WhatsApp, which owns Messenger. We got WeChat, which is very big in China. Any WeChat users here? Yeah, got a few people, awesome. Most people are next door to the Chinese session. We got Instagram, we got Instagram, which is now the biggest social media platform in the world, the most popular because it's so easy to scroll through Instagram. And I got Jeff to get everyone to download Instagram because that's a great case study on how all of you guys can learn to use social media today. Okay, so we're gonna be really practical. Is that okay? Are you ready to learn? I love it. Okay, so what we're going to try and do, is we're going to use social media, we're going to use Instagram, and by the end of today, everybody is going to make an Instagram post. Okay, and everybody, how many people in this room roughly? Got about like 100, 200, whatever, right? Everybody in this room is going to get more than 50 likes on this post. Is that okay? Do you feel confident? Is that going to make you happy? Okay, good. Here we go. So you see, USANA has actually been really good with social media. We've been doing it for a while now. This is USANA's Instagram page, okay? At the moment, it's got 41,000 followers on Instagram, which is actually a very large following, okay? So USANA's doing a really good job. Also, USANA's hashtag has more than 300,000 posts already on Instagram. Now, if you don't understand what a hashtag is, right, it's basically a way to accumulate and collect everything of the same category together all in one place. Okay? So if you make a post and you hashtag USANA as one of the captions, then your post will be collected with all the other USANA content around Instagram. Isn't that cool? Right? So this is USANA. We have more than 300,000 posts online already on Instagram about USANA. And a lot of them look very nice like that. It looks really cool, right? Also, our brand new seller. Ooh, who knows who that is? Yeah, she's famous. So, the Celavive hashtag on Instagram already, within less than a year of launching this new product, we have more than 10,000 posts on Celavive as well, okay? And finally, USANA as a social media brand on Facebook has close to 250,000 likes and followers on Facebook. So who knows USANA is a great company? Yeah, okay? So we're already doing really, really well when it comes to social media. However, who here has made money off social media so far? Got a few people. Got a few people, not many. So social media is such a great thing. How come we're not making that much money off it yet? How come it's only a few people and not everybody? Right? There has to be some kind of a gap from this idea to us actually being able to use this idea to produce some income. Right? Because I talked about having 50 likes later on your post that we're going to post today, but those 50 likes is not 50 CVP. I wish it was. I wish every single post, the number of likes was your CVP. I really do, but unfortunately, likes do not convert to CVP. Okay, so where is the problem? Where is the gap? And I'm going to start by telling you guys where the mistakes have been made. Okay, in social media, a lot of people make some glorious mistakes. You think you're working, you think you're prospecting, but really it's actually self-detrimental. Okay, so I'm going to go through with you guys some of the things you should not do when it comes to social media. You guys ready for this? Yeah? So I got to make sure. This is some stuff that you did not do. No. Okay, is that clear? Is that clear? So to help me demonstrate this, I actually made a short video. It's from one of my favorite movies, Braveheart. Anybody remember Braveheart? There's an earthquake happening back there. Should we evacuate? No, joking. So Braveheart, and this short video is going to demonstrate to you how we usually prospect, how the prospects feel, and why it is wrong. Okay? Let's enjoy this video. Okay. Who enjoyed that video? I made it myself, so I'm quite proud of my video editing skills. Okay. But, wow. Here's the thing, that's how a lot of people feel when you prospect them. Right? You know, non-stop phone calls, because what are we trained on? We're trained on consistency. We're trained on to never give up, and that's what we do. However, on the receiving end of that, sometimes it's actually quite annoying. And when you receive it again and again and again and again, it makes you feel a little bit angry. And when you do it again and again and again and again, people start ignoring you. Right? So basically, the action that you're taking to build your business is actually not helping you build your business, right? Now, social media works in the exact same way, because you think you're working when you're posting stuff nonstop about USANA is the best, USANA, take proflavanol or you're gonna have bad skin, you know, all of that stuff, right? But people, when they see it again and again and again and again and again, it gets a little bit boring, and then it gets a little bit annoying, and then they stop looking at your posts. Right? In fact, what we've created through bad prospecting over the past few decades is a very big gap between you and your market. A very big gap. Okay? And then I personally believe that this gap does not need to exist. Why? Because number one, USANA's got the best product in the world. We all love it. We all use it. We all give it to our families. I've been using USANA since I was 10 years old. I know, that's why I'm so tall, because of USANA. That was not a health claim, by the way. That was a joke, right? But I've been using USANA since I was 10 because I love it. My parents have been using USANA since that time as well, because we love the products, right? USANA is a perfect product. Now, what about income? Are we able to make income in USANA? Well, there's an opportunity to. What other good product gives you an opportunity to also make money? I recently bought a new BMW. BMW never came to me and said, hey, you can make some money too. They never said that. But USANA, while we use a great product, we also have the opportunity to make some money. That's really good. I really like that. I think everyone else in the world would like that too, but why is there a massive gap between you and your market? I personally believe the difference is communication. Is that we're not communicating effectively how good USANA is. We're not communicating effectively how good the products and how good the business is. Okay, and a lot of people, not in USANA, but outside of USANA, are doing stupid stuff when it comes to network marketing, right? But who believes that here at USANA, we can be the best whilst doing things the right way? If you believe it, let me hear you say yes. That's right, I like that person, whoever you are. I like you. Okay, so we're gonna try and fill this gap through social media, because social media is a great way to demonstrate and to communicate your lifestyles, okay? So are you ready? Yeah, that guy's always half a pace behind everybody else. I love that. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys 5 tips. 5 tips on social media and 5 things that's going to help you in social media, and we're going to take this and make this real practical as well. Okay, so let's start with tip number 1. Have a unique style. Have a unique style. Now, what does this mean? You might think, I don't have a unique style. I'm just me. That's my style. My style is me. Well, that's all you need, my friends. That's all you need. That is your unique style. In fact, most of my clothing, my wife would know, most of my clothing is monochrome. I like to wear black and whites and grays and things like that because that's just kind of what you do in Australia. You're monochrome. That's what you do. That's what everybody does, right? But when I went to Malaysia, her family was always like, hey, why are you always wearing black? Actually, they said it in a Malaysian accent. Hey, why are you always wearing black, huh? And I'll be like, well, it's nice. Makes me look skinny. You know? And they're like, hey, black are not happy color, you know. In Malaysia, we must wear red, yellow, but wear bright colors, you know. And I was like, okay. Right? But everybody's got their unique style. Some people wear red all the time. Some people wear monochrome all the time, like myself. And other people like to wear rainbow colors, right? But you have your own style when it comes to clothing, right? I have my own style when it comes to shoes. I like certain types of shoes. Other people might not like the same type of shoes. And social media has to be the exact same thing. Because if I wear monochrome all the time, and then one day I go out and I start wearing bright pink, like Nico, everybody will be like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, why is he wearing pink all of a sudden? There's no consistency, right? But when you decide on a consistent character, a consistent uniqueness to yourself on social media, that's when you can start building trust, because you're not changing and different all of the time. Does that make sense? Have a unique style. So here's some examples, right? Does this picture make sense to you? Does that look weird compared to that? That second picture looks really weird, right? Because the logo no longer matches with the picture behind it. Whereas this picture looks really normal. You look at it, you're like, oh yeah, that's cool. But this one right here looks, oh, it's weird. That's what happens when you have inconsistency branding. Okay, your branding is inconsistent. People get confused and then they stop following you. Okay, so you need to have consistent branding and a unique style, right? So have a look at some of these. This is my friend's page. She's got almost 500,000 followers on Instagram. Okay, and all she does is post pictures of food that she makes. A lot of people go on Instagram to look at food pictures, right? So she does all of these cooking and she shares these recipes, and she's got more than 400,000 followers on Instagram. Right? And because of that, she's been on the news. People have interviewed her, you know, on how to make good, healthy meals and stuff like that. But you see how consistent this profile is. When you go to this person's profile, you know what to expect. Does that make sense? Yeah. Let's have a look at this one. What's next? Oh, my friend Billy. Billy's got a strong social media following too. I think he's got almost 10,000 followers on Instagram, right? But you see, this is very different to this. This is very artistic and very nice, and you can take nice photos. But this is not as artistic. It's not like super pretty looking photos, because that's not his style. He's not there to give his followers pretty photos. He is here as a coach, as a mentor, to give you motivation, to give you inspiration, so when you go to his page, you know what to expect. But if Billy started posting photos like this, oh, where'd it go? If Billy started posting photos like this all of a sudden, people will get confused. Like, where's my motivation? This doesn't motivate me, right? So you're gonna have a consistent style. Look at Celavive. That page is all about good skin, beauty, and artisticness, which is what people look for, right? There's a unique style to it. All 3 pages are like 3 different books, 3 different genres, but they're all very consistent. Does that make sense? Yeah. So write this down, okay? Branding is everything your customer will see, and your branding has to be these things. Take a photo of them. Whatever your unique style is, it has to contain these things, because that's what's unique about USANA. Being in the USANA family, you can't be depressed all day, because it doesn't work in terms of the branding. Right? You can't be sad and miserable and complaining all the time. A lot of people go to social media to complain, like, oh, my life is terrible. Start singing a song that's really sad. A lot of people do that. You never make money doing that. Okay, you might get some attention, but you never make money doing that. Are you dependable? Are you consistent? Are you trustworthy? All of these things you have to portray on your social media account. So, write this down. Task number 1 that we're gonna do, or you're gonna do when you go home, is decide on a social persona. Like, who are you? Who are you? To your followers, who are you? And it can't be everything. I remember back in, about 2 years ago, I had a social media account, which was super confusing because I wanted to post about everything. I mean, you can talk to my wife, like, I'm interested in everything. Right? I'm interested in USANA. I love USANA. USANA's the best, so I gotta post USANA things. And then I'm interested in basketball, so I post basketball things. And then I'm interested in watches, and I'm gonna start posting watch things. And then I'm interested in investing in business. I'm just interested in everything because the world is so interesting. So in my Instagram profile, I had, I'm a 3-star diamond director, $1 Million Club with USANA Health Sciences. I'm an investor, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a businessman. I love basketball, I love watches. So when people visit my profile, they're like, who the heck is this guy? Like, why would I want to follow him? Because it's a confusing character, right? Now, it doesn't mean you can't like many things, but your social persona is the one thing that you want to brand yourself with. The one thing that you want to be known for, okay? It could be, the simplest ones could be, I am an entrepreneur that makes money by promoting health. That's a real simple persona, okay? But if you're not feeling that, if you feel like that's not really you, you could go down to like a very, very simple level, which is literally who you are. I am a student trying to find my way in the world. That's a social persona. I am a single mother trying to make a way for my children. That's a social persona. I am a guy who got accidentally overweight and now I'm on a journey to losing weight. That's a social persona. Like, it doesn't have to be high and mighty. You don't have to be a health coach or a business coach or a serial entrepreneur or something crazy that'll be attractive. In fact, on social media, honesty is the most attractive thing. So if you can just be yourself. Okay, so decide on a social persona and stick with it. Okay, does that make sense? Point number 1? Great, cool, let's move on. Point number 2, tell your story from this social persona. Okay, can I just get the clock up here? I don't have the clock, I don't know how long I'm going for. So tell your story. A lot of people feel like, I don't have a story to tell. Louie, you're a 3-star diamond director, you can, tell stories, you have so many stories you can tell, but I don't have that many stories, I haven't been through that many things. Well, I'll tell you what, one of the most popular blogs on the internet is actually called Humans of New York. Anybody seen or heard of that before? Yeah. It's basically photos taken by this guy. He walks around New York City, he goes up to random people, takes a photo of them, and then tells their story on his blog. And people go and read these stories of random people on the street. Because the philosophy is everybody actually has a story. It doesn't have to be hugely inspirational. It just has to be real. It has to be your story. In fact, I believe if I sit down with you guys here, one-on-one, for an hour, I can dig out a lot of really cool stories that you've been through. A lot of cool experiences that you've been through that I've never experienced before. Because everybody's unique, right? So let's have a look at storytelling. This tells a story because it's someone's journey through food and the food that they're creating, right? This is somebody's story too. It is a journey of a product, a new product and how it can benefit you, right? This is a story. This is somebody in my team actually who's quite good at social media. I don't know where he is. He's probably taking photos somewhere. But this tells a story of his life, a young man's journey through fashion, right? And discovering fashion. This tells a story. A young girl who's going through a fitness journey because she was diagnosed with, what is it called, babe? Scoliosis or something like that, right, when you were young, right? She was going to have surgery. She had surgery when she was a teenager, and that could have killed her or it could have made her paralyzed for the rest of her life. And now she's got like all these screws and things across her back, and this is her journey of recovery and trying to be strong despite the physical limitation. That's a story that she tells. But you see, everything on this page, they're consistent with your story because you have already decided on a social persona. Does that make sense? So when people follow this page, they know exactly what to expect. Oh, this is motivating. Oh, this is cool. This inspires me. You know, it's not confusing to people anymore, right? And trust me, all of you guys have these stories. Oh, too far. All of you guys have these stories, and this is a little bit of a thing on the Humans in New York page, right? They take a photo of people, and then a brief summary of their story. Where do they come from? What do they stand for? What do they believe in? Right? Because seriously, guys, each and every one of you guys have a great story to tell. It's just that you're scared to tell it. Okay? And by the way, your story doesn't have to be about success, because success is not relatable to a lot of people that are not successful. Right? A lot of people in network marketing, they try and show successful. Oh, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, because that makes you feel good. But honestly, that's not relatable to people. And people are going to feel like, but wait, you're not that successful yet. Why are you pretending to be successful? Right? What if your personal journey, your persona, and your story is just a young man trying to be successful in this world? Right? And you're real about that. All your struggles, the late nights, the things you have to go through to get there. Then people are going to relate to that because other people are working hard. Other people are working crazy jobs, crazy hours, and they're going to look at you and going to be like, yeah, that inspires me because even though we're in the same position, you're doing something about it. See, it's relatable, right? When a lot of people see successful stuff, it's not relatable anymore. They go, oh, that's for them. They're just successful because they're lucky, or well, I can never be like that. Right, so honesty is still the best policy. And if you're honest, you will always have stories to tell. So task number 2 I want you to do when you go home is, what message do you want to send to the world? What is the story you want to tell? What is it? Decide on it and make sure that everything you post is related to that. What is your story? What is your story? I love USANA convention because we have those storytelling segments. You know, who else likes those storytelling segments? People sharing their experiences, and I cry every single time because it's like, it's just, I know, man, I know how you feel. You know, in fact, Nico, right there, he's Nico. I love this guy. He's wearing pink, so you can't miss him. He came down to Melbourne once, and he shared his story with our team in Melbourne, and he was there with beautiful Emmy, and they were talking about their journey together. And man, I was just like, oh God, I just want to cry. But these guys, they're not executive diamond or super successful. They still work hard every single day, right? Just like the day that they started, right? But I find that so relatable, because that's the real stuff. That's the real stuff people need to hear about. Okay, so if you're ready to work, if you're ready to go for your goals, your story is what's going to be inspirational. Okay, does that make sense? Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, that timer doesn't work. Number 3, engage your audience. So this is going to be really easy, okay? So basically, whenever you make a post, and if people comment, if people like it, try to engage them. This is just a real practical tip, because if you don't engage them, people don't feel like they know you, right? They just feel like they're seeing your post, maybe they're liking your post, but then if you don't reply to their comments, they feel a little bit like, oh, you don't like me, and then, so I try my best to engage my audience as much as I can. I go like their photos, I comment on their stories, and I definitely try to reply their messages. I got a friend who's got, I think, 300,000 followers or whatever, and he gets like thousands of comments every single post, right? He's like this handsome looking guy, like heaps of girls just commenting, right? But he replies every single one of them with like a thank you or like an emoji or something like that, right? And that's how, he said that's his secret to social selling, because he actually engages with the people that he's talking to, okay? So that's tip number 3. Tip number 4, be consistent. So my general recommendation is to make 5 posts on Instagram or whatever other platform you're using every single week. But don't bombard people with USANA products all the time. I know they look good, especially Celavive. It looks really good. But if it's too much, it looks really bad, because your page is not official Celavive. Okay, you are you. Okay, so what I generally recommend people is 3 posts that are personal posts. It's about yourself, it's about your daily life, because most of you guys here, if you're not famous, the people that initially follow you are going to be your friends and family and people that actually know you personally. So if you start posting stuff about things that aren't relevant to them, they're not going to follow you anymore. Does that make sense? People want to see you. That's why they follow you, unless you're famous. Okay? People want to see the real you. So I recommend 3 personal posts every single week. 1 health post. Why? Because we're in a health business. Right? Maybe I'm working out, or my morning shake with Smart Shake, or I'm drinking red, all red, no bull. That's what somebody says, right? And 1 business post. Why? Because you are still an entrepreneur. You are still building a business, and people need to know that, right? So by simply posting things that are irrelevant, that's not going to attract anybody's attention, right? So you are still an entrepreneur. Never be shy of that. And finally, I really recommend using Instagram stories or Snapchat, but mostly Instagram stories, because Snapchat's going to die. So use Instagram stories, okay? It's a really cool feature. I was really skeptical at first, because I was like, it looks so ugly, it doesn't look pretty. But that's the whole point, I was told by some younger people. Like, it's supposed to look real. So Instagram stories, just filming things, your daily lives, it really gives people a real snapshot into what you do every single day. Okay, so that's what I recommend when it comes to consistency with social media. And number 1, above all, be yourself. Just be yourself. I mean, that's what people need. We need some authentic people. A lot of times we fall into the temptation of needing to package USANA in a better way, or needing to package ourselves in a better way that isn't always authentic. And we forget the fact that USANA is already awesome, and so are you. You're great. People love you for who you are already. But sometimes we feel like we need to pretend to be somebody else so people can like us more. Right? That's not true. You need to be yourself. Because the moment you start being yourself, it actually gives everybody else that follows you permission to also be themselves in front of you. You're breaking down barriers. You're connecting with people because you are now vulnerable. Does that make sense? Yeah, you gotta be yourself. And I love this quote, be yourself because everybody else is taken. Literally. Don't try and be me, because I'm taken. Like, I'm already really good at being me, so. But how do you want to just be like Louie? Like, you can't. You can't be like me, like I'm awesome, okay? But you can be an awesome version of yourself that could be more awesome than I am. And I'll be cool with that because I'm awesome at being me, you're awesome at being you, and we can all be awesome together, right? And that's what empowers people, okay? So what does this mean? This means you're gonna have these values that you're gonna stand up for, right? There are three things. There are three things that I never apologize for. Three things. Number one, I'll start with my wife. I never apologized to my wife. When I first started dating my wife, I like to post photos of me and my wife because I think she's awesome. And I want to show the world, hey, I got a pretty wife. Well, pretty girlfriend, and then pretty fiance, and then pretty wife. Like, it's cool, I want to share it, it's me, right? Some people, I mean, would you believe this, Jeff? Some people are like, you got to stop posting about your wife. I'm like, what? Why are you going to do that? Because, you know, some people out there, maybe they're single, and they see you happy, it'll make them, you know, hurtful. It'll be hurtful. I'm like, my happiness is hurting you? Like, it makes no sense, right? Because you know what? You were not there when I was sad, and my wife was there to comfort me. You were not there for that. You were not there when I was going through stressful times and my wife cooked me a nice meal. You didn't do that to me. So why do I have to care about how you feel when it was my wife that was there? Right? It blows my mind. Anyway, so I never apologize for that. So I keep posting. I keep saying, if you follow me, like, there's a lot of stuff with my wife and she likes it and I like it and it's really cute, right? Because there are things you have to stand for. Second thing is USANA. I never apologize for USANA because it's so freaking good. I mean, yeah, some people come to me, it's like, oh, you know, I know USANA is a great business, USANA is a great product, but you gotta kind of bring out the new softly, because people don't like it. You gotta be smart about it. You gotta. To me, you were not there when my dad lost $500,000 and he used USANA to stop paying back the debt. You were not there when my mom was suffering from hay fever and needed USANA to help her with that. You were not there when she worked hard as a cleaner every single day, almost broke her back, and USANA came along and resurrected her health. You were not there. So, why do I have to apologize for that? Right? But you see, when you stand up strongly for something, there will always be resistance, but there will always be inspiration as well, because people actually are scared to do that. They want to stand up for things they believe in, but they can't because they're scared of what people will think. And if you can show them the way, that actually builds up your own profile. Right? The last thing I don't apologize for is my belief in God. A lot of people who religion, business, you know, yeah, whatever, you know, you can't mix that stuff, right? Look, everybody's entitled to your opinions, and that's cool. I believe one thing, you believe in one thing, that's cool. Okay? We can respect each other. But if you tell me to shut up about what I believe in, I'm not going to apologize for that. Okay? Once again, because they were not there. As a kid, when I was feeling depressed and I was praying, they were not there. Right? As a teenager, when I was going through issues and I prayed, they were not there. So why do I have to apologize? So these three things, I never apologize for. It is me, these are my values, and that's what I believe in. And if you got a problem with that, you can unfollow me and go follow somebody else. Right? But the thing is, if you don't stand up for anything, you will fall for everything. Right? And especially in social media, thank you. And especially in social media, your profile has to stand for something that's bigger than yourself. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. So, what we're going to do, just some practical tips, use hashtags. So every time you make a post, use as many hashtags as you can, because that exposes your post to people. Okay? This convention has a hashtag called APC18, USANA APC18, so every post will be there if you use it. Interact with your audience consistently, post consistently, at least 5 times daily. Post balanced content, so it's not the same thing over and over again. try and use geotags. So if you're somewhere, try and post the location of that so people around you can also see the post. And finally, I mean, just try your best to take better photos because people like better looking things. You know, if you can't, it's okay. Just kind of slowly work on it. Okay, cool. So task number 3, I want us to do this. I want everybody here to go on Instagram and take a photo of yourself. Could be a selfie, or you can take a photo of the person next to you. No, don't take a photo of the screen. Take a photo of yourselves. Okay, can we do that? Can we all take out our phones, take a selfie, take a photo of yourself? Not with the person next to you, just yourself, your own face, one person. That's it. Look at this guy. That's it. That's what you got to do. You can stand up, you can sit down, whatever. Take a photo of yourself. I see a lot of people taking photos with the person next to them. It's not going to work. I need you to take a photo of yourself. Okay, take a photo of yourself. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your cooperation. Y'all look very good. Everybody's knowing the angles. You're not going to take it from up high so you look skinnier. I like that. Everybody's doing this. Okay, here we go. I'm going to take a selfie. I'm going to take a selfie too. Hold on. I'm going to practice what I preach. So you take out your phone, and then you do, oh, no, that's not a selfie. There we go. Kill. I just took a selfie. Okay. All right, people are still going. This literally should take 3 seconds. Come on. If you can't take a selfie, you probably can't hit diamond. Just saying. Okay, are we good? Everybody got a selfie? Okay, good. Let's move on. That's how you do it. Tap here. And go on Instagram, and I want you to post this picture. And this is the picture you're going to get more than 50 likes for. But I want you to post a picture, but write a self-edifying caption. So what does that mean? The caption needs to be something that edifies yourself. Okay, so I got an example here, and basically you just type out the caption there. Okay, in case you don't know how to use Instagram. But here's my little example. You can copy that 100%, or you can write something similar. I'd recommend you copy it 100% so we can get over and done with, because I got 5 minutes left, okay? But right in this busy world, sometimes it's wise to take some time to appreciate people. Often, though, we don't appreciate ourselves as much as we appreciate others. Hence, I want to appreciate myself in this post. Thank you, yourself, for being kind to people, for caring for your community, for loving your family, and for being courageous and persistent. You are destined for greatness, and I am proud of who you have become. Thank you for clapping for yourself. That was not me talking to you. I want you guys to say this to yourself because I believe it's true. But sometimes we don't spend enough time telling ourselves this. We tell other people all the time. We see a diamond director, we're like, oh, you're so great. We see Jeff, we're like, oh, you're so great. We see Robin, oh, you're so great. The general manager. Like everybody around us is better. But we never spend time telling ourselves that, okay? So I really challenge you guys, if you dare, take that selfie and make this post, okay? I'm gonna give you guys 60 seconds. No. 60 seconds. Oh, there we go. 60 seconds. Got 30 seconds left. Some people are doing it, and some people are finding this really uncomfortable, but I want to challenge you guys to do this because it's so important. It's so important when you become successful as well that you learn to appreciate yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time is up. You guys done? No. Yeah? Okay, next step. This post may not get 50 likes, so we need to ensure that it does get 50 likes, okay? So we're going to do some more stuff. Okay, task number 5. Whenever you make a post, such as this one, I want you guys to think, does this post fit within my social persona and my branding? Okay, does it fit? So, I believe this post that you just took, this selfie plus the caption, I believe that this should fit within your personal persona, whatever it is. Because whatever it is, you should like yourself. Okay? But always do that checklist. So if you take a random photo of a cat, does it fit within my persona? Like maybe it doesn't, then you gotta think twice about posting it there, okay? So that's task number 5. Task number 6, check. Does it tell people my story? I believe this post does. Okay, but whatever you're posting, it should tell people your story. It should continue along that personal, that persona that you have. Okay? And number 7, hashtag. So I want you guys to hashtag these things after your caption. Okay, I want you to hashtag USANA APC 18. I want you to hashtag Live USANA, which is USANA's official hashtag, Live USANA. And I want you to hashtag Louie Q so I can find it and I can go like all of these photos. Okay, if you don't put Louie Q, I'm probably not going to see it, and then you won't get my like, and then you'll have one less like. You might just get 49. That'd be kind of sad, right? Like, I want to contribute to this. So you got to hashtag those things. If you have no idea what a hashtag is, please talk to the young person next to you. They'll help you out. Okay, hashtag these things. They're happy over there. Happy times. Okay. And I think, so write the hashtags at the end of your caption. Okay. And finally, tag Louie Q within the post. So you can tag people within the post. If you have friends within the picture, you can tag them in. You can tag USANA in. And in this case, please tag me in so I can also see it in case I lose it through the hashtag. Make sense, everyone? Make sense? So what I need you guys to do, I need a favor from everybody. Okay, so if you can hear me, just say yes. Okay, I need everybody to go on the hashtag of Louie Q. Hashtag Louie Q. Today, tomorrow, this evening, whenever. And whenever you see a selfie of somebody who's taken the selfie and then written that post, I want you guys to like it. Okay? I want you guys to comment on it. Because what are we here? We're a community. We're a group of people that should support each other because all of us, we're on the same boat here. Okay? And social media is such an easy way to support each other because we all know how hard USANA can be sometimes. USANA business can be. And we can all make that journey a lot easier. So can we do that? Can we go support each other? Let's make sure that every single person with the post, with the hashtag Louie Q and a selfie, they get at least 50 likes. Can we do that? Yes. Awesome, awesome. Now I want to end with this. Be yourself. Be true to yourself. Let your social media tell your story. And at the end of the day, that story is going to be the bridge between the gap that you have and your market. I hope this has been helpful, and I pray for success for each and every one of you guys. Thank you for being such a great audience. God bless.